And if you know what this theme might be, please let me know. People appreciate the effort that goes into producing a fine meal, but they may not give much thought for what it takes to make the actual plate the food is served on. Making ceramic dinnerware that's restaurant quality is an intensive process that starts with a master die made of gypsum. This worker then makes a production version of the master. To do this, he pours gypsum into a wire mesh frame above the master. There's tubing attached to the mesh frame. Air is pumped through it, causing the water in the gypsum to bubble out and evaporate. It dries and solidifies into a mirror image of the master, in this case, a platter shape. The tubing inside this production die will be used later to gently blow off the platter when formed, releasing it from the die. Another worker adds the ceramic ingredients to water. They include a plasticizer, silica sand, and different clays and minerals, like aluminium oxide. Once the clay mix has been thoroughly blended, they drain it onto a vibrating sieve to screen out large chunks and other impurities. The clay-based liquid flows through a screen into a holding tank. They pump it through this filter press. It compresses fabric-covered plastic plates to squeeze out moisture, turning the clay liquid into putty-like slabs. Ready for shaping, a worker breaks up the slabs and feeds the pieces to a pug mill. The mill shapes the clay into a long cylinder, and in the process, it sucks out air, so the dinnerware will be less prone to cracking. He slices the clay cylinder into small discs using a wire cutter. Each of these clay discs will be shaped into one plate. They place discs onto molds on a revolving platform. The mold spins up to a metal tool, which presses the clay into the shape of the mold below. The tool also forms the back of the plate. A nozzle lubricates the metal tool between pressings. A cutter at the side trims the rims of the plates as they're formed. Unlike the platter die, these molds don't have tubing inside to blow the plates off. Instead, the heat from the dryer separates them from the molds. Once out of the molds, the plates spin on pedestals past a sponge, which then smooths the edges. For coffee mugs, the pug mill presses out a narrower cylinder, and a knife at the exit point slices it into precise discs. The discs fall into coffee mug molds, and a tool spins the clay up against the walls of the mold to shape it into mugs. A blade at the top trims the excess from the lip. They pass under a long sponge to smooth the rims. And now for the handles. They make them in two-part molds and dry them under an infrared light. The handles must have precisely the same moisture content as the mugs, at around 16%. A worker dips the ends of each handle in a clay and glue mixture and presses it to the mug. The mugs go into a dryer and the moisture content drops further to 4%. Next, they douse the mugs with glaze inside and out and bake them in a super hot kiln. This will make the mugs chip resistant and will strengthen the bond between the handle and the mug. They paint the dinnerware by hand using a ceramic stain. This stain will allow it to face repeated rigorous cleaning in restaurant dishwashers. For a different look, they apply labels to some dinnerware. This artwork has been produced using the same hard-wearing ceramic stain. The plates then head into the oven, and the heat fuses the decorative touches to them. From a liquid clay to tableware you could eat your dinner off, the process has taken about 24 hours. Mind you, I'm not sure that I want to hang around for the washing up. Air brake tanks are part of power